What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Ethereum. We're going to get into some altcoins as well. What I want to do, I want to take a little bit different look here. We're always looking at the candles. I want to look at the line graph for us today and really step back and kind of look at some projections for Bitcoin. Because remember, guys, Bitcoin's going to be the driver of this market. People who have been here a long time know if Bitcoin does a monster dump down to, $48,000 here as opposed to going up and trying to test 64,000, most likely it's going to bring the rest of the market down with it. That's just how it goes. And, we've really been ranging sideways for quite a while now. For Bitcoin, it's basically been since about February 21st. We've really just been moving sideways in a range between the top level of 64,000 and then I'd say about 48,000, even a little bit lower into the range of 45,000. But what I want to do is step back and really take a look at Bitcoin here. And I wanted your guys' opinion as well. Number one, we have to remember we're in a bull market. So the trend is up, it's bullish, and that gives us a little bit more probability that things are going to break to the upside than they are to the downside. Okay, so we have to remember that if we turn on our EMAs right now, the trend is up. And that's the most important thing. You want to be trading with the trend. You want to be with the trend. Okay, so the trend has been up. We're trading up above our 20, our 50, 100, and 200 moving average right now. So that's a good thing, and we don't really want to fight the trend, guys. That's the main thing. Okay, but what I'm looking at here is if we can get through this $64,000, what I would look for is a quick pump up to around $75,000 to $80,000, a back test of $64,000, and then that final push up to $100,000 or more. That's just what I'm looking at, guys. It's my opinion on things. Now to the downside, because we always have a plan. If we see a lot of rejection up here and we get pushed to the downside, the first area of support I'm going to look at is about $48,000. The next area would be all the way down to about $40,000. And what I'd anticipate there is some buyers stepping in. We'd bounce back up, see if we could break through that 48,000. If we failed, that's when we could get that big flush down into the 30s. Guys, that's the importance of Bitcoin continuing where it's at now to the upside. We've really been moving for quite a while just sideways, and when we do finally find some direction here, whether it be to the upside or downside, most likely it's going to find some momentum. Okay, if we get into the technicals for Bitcoin right now, and I would love your opinion, guys, just say up or down what you think is going to happen. Are we going to break through that $64,000, or we're going to be breaking lower levels? So let's start out on the 1 week. We have, and this is in the technicals, we have a 1 sell, a 10 neutral, and a 15 buy. Oscillators, 1 sell, 9 neutral, and 1 buy. Moving average is looking strong. So on the 1 week there, we are throwing a buy signal. Now let's check the 1 day. We have a strong buy, 0 sell, 10 neutral, and a 16 buy. Oscillator, 0 sell, 9 neutral, and a 2 buy. So this is looking better than yesterday. If we get into the 4 hour, you just can kind of work your way down on this, guys. And this is TradingView Pro. I got a link in the description. You can also do TradingView for free, but this is definitely something that you like to check out, do your technical analysis, then look at this as well. So basically, guys, we're in the buy territory right now for Bitcoin. Things are looking good in terms of that. So we do have more probability that we will make this nice strong move to the upside. Still could take some time, and $64,000 is going to be tough to get through. It's going to take a lot of volume. Okay, so keep an eye on the volume. Volume's been down as we've been ranging here. So the next move, it's most likely going to be very violent when it does come in. Okay, so that's Bitcoin, guys. If you like that, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Appreciate y'all helping this channel. We're going to get into Ethereum next. ETH's up about 3.2%, or I'm sorry, 3.82% today. We're at 3,614. And for Ethereum, I'm just going to kind of show you some of my targets here, what I'm looking at first. So for Ethereum, if we continue to push higher, I'm going to look at that big round number of about $4,000. That's going to be the range. I want to see what we're doing, what type of candlesticks we're going to have up there at that 4,000. If we get through that, a bust to 5,000 probably could happen pretty quick, guys. You can see right up in this range, and that's a really big psychological level. So if we really do get a nice extension off here, I would expect some type of correction before we try to push up into higher levels. But right now, I mean, as the trend's been moving worse at 77 on the relative strength index, so we still have some more room. Guys, typically we get up to about 90 before we have, like 80, 90 before we get those big sell-offs, those big retracements. But, right now it looks like we could still have a little bit more room. If Bitcoin wants to cooperate, the whole market wants to cooperate here. Volume's been low, so we want to see a big burst of volume to try to get up through some of those higher levels. But overall, not looking too bad for Ethereum right here. We're up above our 20, our 50, our 100, and our 200 moving average. Take a look there. And guys, these moves for Ethereum happen really fast. So say it's from 3,600 where it's at now to 4,000. I mean, it just shoots very fast, and that's why you kind of have to be prepared for these things. You need to be in your positions. And if one thing you like doing is in bull markets, wait for that big correction, have your money ready or your orders ready, try to find some nice areas, try to get in and then ride it to the next leg. Now, if we did have a nice little correction from where we're at now, I'd look for the 20 EMA to see if we could hold that, and that's going to be around $3,000. Is going to be the first area, and then be down around $2,500. If we get into the technicals, on the 1 week, we'll start with that. See here, guys, we have a 0 sell, a 9 neutral, and a 17 buy. Oscillator 0 sell, 8 neutral, and a 3 buy. If we get into the 1 day time frame, we have a 1 sell, a 9 neutral, a 16 buy. Oscillator 0 sell, 8 neutral, and a 3 buy. So that's pretty interesting there, guys. Still looking good for ETH right now. Just riding that trend, riding the wave right now. That's the main thing to do. You know, be protective. Use those trailing stop losses if you're a swing trader, and just kind of let this continue to ride the best that you can. A lot of times you want to be patient because big moves take a lot of time to develop. So that's going to be Ethereum there. The next one we're going to get into is Litecoin. And Litecoin's up around $341 right now. Relative strength's at 69, so we have cooled down a little bit. You can see we're up above our 20, our 50, our 100, and our 200. And also, if you're here for Litecoin, guys, let me know down low. And I plan on getting, hopefully maybe tomorrow or on Monday, I plan on doing just a specific Litecoin video so we can really get into a lot of detail here. But you can see out of the symmetrical triangle, we had a nice break. We back tested it. Now we're up to that main area here, guys, at 365. That's a really tough area to get through. It's like our previous high on the line graph here. So if we're able to pop up through that, the next area I'm going to look at is roughly around $400. That big round psychological number. We'll see if we have to back test or not. But you know, for Litecoin right now, guys, this is one that when the moves come in, they're hard and heavy and they're really fast. So we have to be prepared for that. Even now, we did have some selling pressure here, but if we just cooled down a little bit more, we may get that next leg to the upside, see if we can get over top of $365. If we take a look at the candles while we're in here. So we had some selling pressure right at resistance. Guys, support and resistance is so important. So if we do get a nice little retracement here, just looking at the candles, I'd look back to around $311. See if we can find some support there. If we get into the technicals for Litecoin, so we're a little bit behind Bitcoin right now. And Ethereum, excuse me. So we have a 5 sell, a 7 neutral, and a 14 buy. Oscillators, we actually are showing a sell signal there. We have a 4 sell, 6 neutral, and a 1 buy. So relative strengths, neutral, that's okay. Our stock is up at around 85 right now, so getting a little overheated. It's showing a sell. Commodity index channel a sell. Momentum's a sell. MACD levels a buy. And the Williams percentage range is a sell. Okay, so basically, guys, what I would say, and this isn't financial advice, if you're a longer-term investor, this is where you want to be patient. Just continue to ride this trend, see if we can get some higher levels. If you're a swing trader here, this is where, you know, a lot of people are probably protecting their profits up around and taking some profits up around this resistance level, waiting for some type of correction, maybe something along these lines right here. Guys, pull back a little bit more, and then one of those, see if we can get up through it. You know, guys, there's always the possibility that we chop sideways for a while before we try to make that next move. But the trend has been up, right? We're in a bull market, so we have to think bullish until we need to flip that strategy around. And we've already talked about that. There's going to come a time when we want to flip it around, and I'm going to be trading with the trend in the bear market. Okay, so that's going to be Litecoin, guys. Let me know what you think about Litecoin. Are we going to cool down a little bit more? Or do you think we're just going to continue to rip right up through this? And this is just a quick pause before we go up into some higher levels. Then right up around here is going to be $1,000, that green line. It's like the overall target there. Okay, so that's going to be Litecoin. Next one we're going to take a look at is Tezos. So for Tezos, we did have some longer wicks up here. So there's definitely some selling, and that was in some higher levels around $8.80 we got all the way up to. We broke the resistance of about $7.19, but we have had some selling. You can see some higher volume selling right up in this range here. So the main thing for Tezos now, what we're going to try to do, we're going to turn this red line here green and see if we can hold this as support. So right here for support, we would look at about $6.58 is going to be the support area. If we're able to hold that, then guys, most likely we could get that next move to the upside there. If we can get over top of about $7.91, then it's going to be to the wick of $8.80. Right up in that range. Relative strength's at 60, so we're not overheated or anything. We just may need to retrace a little bit more before we try to make that next move to the upside. But for Tezos, if you really step back here, guys, take a look at this chart. Okay, this is one here. I mean, we've had this huge cup. It was almost like that handle that we moved up. We came back again, and I'm still anticipating higher levels. You know, this coin could go to $10, $15, $20 very easily when the volume comes in. Basically, the moves that it makes, guys, and what I like to do is step back and kind of measure these moves just to give you some information here. So I'll go from the bottom here, and we'll take a look at these impulse waves. That's like 277%. Take a look here. That's 174. You can take a look where we're at now at about 123, and I don't think we're done. Obviously, we're going to have little retracements, but if we can even get something up around that let's see here, 277 for a serious move like we've done before, that could roughly take us up to about $15. And guys, that's definitely possible for Tezos, in my opinion. This right up in here, absolutely a big leg to the upside. No, I'm not saying it's going to come today or tomorrow, but this is definitely a coin that it hasn't been pumped like crazy yet, like some of the other coins. And this is one that could be sitting back, and when money enters it, it runs pretty hard. So let's definitely keep an eye on it. In terms of the technicals, on the 1-day time frame, we have a 3 sell, an 8 neutral, a 15 buy, oscillators 2 sell, 7 neutral, and a 2 buy. Moving average is still looking strong. If we take a look at the 1 week, we actually have a strong buy on the 1 week time frame there. So the longer term looking nice for Tezos there. But overall, this one I'd be patient with. If I'm a longer term investor, just continue to hold that position, let it ride up above the 20, the 50, the 100, and the 200. And the next one we're going to go to, because all you people loved some Digibyte, and I do too, and see if we can find this. It's at 15 cents. Here's what I'm going to end with. I want to talk about Digibyte a little bit. You guys have been awesome, smashing up the like button, telling me you're here for Digibyte, so I definitely want to help you guys out as well. So overall, taking a look at this, still on the 1-day time frame, up above our 20, 50, 100, 200, so trend clearly up. That's the thing you always want to look at first, guys. On this 1-day time frame, just really pay attention to the trend first, okay? And then start digging into other things, these chart patterns. So you can see this chart pattern, symmetrical triangle. We broke out, back tested, pushed again. Now what we're trying to do is get up through roughly about 0.16460 is going to be the area. And then it's going to be the high of 0.18012. It's going to be the overhead resistance. Then, guys, if we can get out of that, that's when it gets really exciting, because that's those blue sky breakouts essentially. And if we turn this onto the line graph, take a look, give us just a little bit different perspective. You know, guys, what I like about Digibyte, it's an OG coin. You know, it's been around for a long time. It has good qualities to it. And it's a coin, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but it's a coin that weird things could go on, like what's happening with Dogecoin. You know, if similar thing happened, we'd be looking at Digibyte around $4 or $5. You know, but what if, you know, the Wall Street guys or, you know, Elon Musk starts talking about Digibyte as well? It's just anything could happen. And this is a coin that I feel like could go crazy, because it's been around for so long. There's been so many market cycles. If money gets pumped into it, it really moves hard, fast. You know, so this is a coin. I would love your guys' prediction down there. I think we probably will touch $1 this time if we can really get some explosive moves. I would love your opinion on where you think we could get to. Now, I don't think we're going to get $1 instantly, like all of a sudden we're just going to shoot up to $1, but I feel like we could continue to make these nice higher highs and higher lows on our way to a blow off top of over $1. That's just my thought when I'm looking at this here in this chart. Looks pretty good right now. I mean, right here, we just got to keep these higher lows coming in. But it's definitely one that I would keep my eye on, because I just kind of have that gut feeling. Some weird things could go on with it. You know, it could really get pumped hard. Or even the money, you know, some money from Doge going into Digibyte, something like that. But, you know, it's definitely one I'm going to keep my eye on here. If we get into the technicals for it, take a look here, guys. We have a 1 sell, a 10 neutral, and a 15 buy. Oscillators 1 sell, 9 neutral, and a 1 buy. Moving average is still looking strong there. If we take a look at the 1 week, we have a 4 sell, 7 neutral, and a 13 buy. Oscillators, 3 sell, 6 neutral, and a 2 buy. And then we got our moving average there. But more so, I would say for Digibyte, guys, I don't think it's one because of how volatile it is. I wouldn't be trying to trade it so much. It'd be one that I'd just more so be holding in my back pocket and seeing what potentially could happen. You know, it's a gamble, obviously, but, you know, it's a coin that could get a little freaky down the road here. So we're going to keep an eye on it. I appreciate you all being here with me today. Relative strength there is at about 59. So we do have room if we want to keep this moving here, guys. God bless you all. Take care.